Shalom. I want to start out by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Recha HaKwadash. Double honor to our apostles who are elders who rule well. Blessings and salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth and sincerity. All right, this is Rob Mott for the Nebraska camp. And I just wanted to go over, in this walk, you're not going to be light. Our choices that we make, it's not going to be liked. Not only is it not going to be liked, but it's going to be seen in confusion. As the book of Wisdom of Solomon states that, I believe it's the 3rd chapter, when it says they consider the end of our life madness. Even wanting to see and test us, Yasha'Allah specifically elect, to see if we're going to hold on strong and dear to what we believe in. Okay? And, knowing that we aren't we got to be our Clark Kent, but we still got to put our light on a hill and project who we are, without worrying about the naysayers, things we believe in. Something as simple as the multiple wife thing. People hate you in this society, once they find out certain things that we believe in. And that's not something that we're not here to be liked in lifestyle. We're not here to be liked in teaching. At some camps, they teach to be liked. Okay. They won't speak on the name of Yahweh Shai. They won't speak on the process of proper marriage according to the Bible. They won't speak on prophecy, because a lot of women aren't into prophecy. They're into community and building families, which is nothing wrong with that. But women follow the leadership of men. So they'll get past that, and deal with the community that's dealing with salvation, But if you let them take over, they'll, y'all going to be all over the place, and you're going to be heavily restricted, just like IUIC, they're heavily restricted. They got to go with the unity style camp and the family fun. We mean no harm. We're just here to build as spirit. Okay, but I want to read a precept in Luke chapter 6:26. It says, "Woe unto you when men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets." Okay, we're not here to be liked. All right, now if you're liked by someone for speaking the truth, awesome. Okay, wonderful. But our premise of teaching is not to gather friends, not to be liked. We're just here to teach the truth. And people who like you for that, that's the elect. I'll just say it straight. All right. It may sound narcissistic, but the wicked, when they hear for a wise sentence from a fool, they'll hate him. All right. So speaking of hate, when you're dealing with this truth, they'll say you're in a cult. They'll say you're a womanizer. They'll say you're a conspiracy theorist. They'll say many things unto you, but in Sirach, it'll tell you that 21 and 27, when the ungodly curse of Satan, he curseth his own soul. So this should give you tough skin when people are speaking out against this direction, this walk, this city that's built that we're walking to, where there's fire on one hand and water on the other, and we can't sway to the left or the right. That tree of life that's planted, that we're striving for and we're walking towards. All right? People will find things and say things, and it'll look accurate as a motherfucker. Some of it is even accurate. They're not teaching their kids to, bop, and they're going to destroy their lives. In America, technically, you will destroy your kids, so-called destroy your kids' life, if you don't teach them a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Because in this society, in order to be successful, both individuals have to have education. You know what I'm saying? They have to make a certain amount of money. You have to put your kids in certain spots in order to be accepted in society. So, you know what I'm saying? Us as men of the Lord striving for salvation is a lot of things that's contrary to that, because like the scriptures say, come out of her, my people, for it is polluted, it shall destroy you with a sword of destruction, right? And then come out of her, it's talking about come out of Babylon. That not physically, you know, Micah 2:10 is not physical, but Revelations 18 chapter coming out is physical, right? We're somehow, you know, St. John, you know, love not the world, okay, neither things of the world, the pride of life and things like that. But even though we're not supposed to love the world, those things that we're not supposed to love will feed into a successful American life, okay, a successful Babylonian life. If you bow down to that Nebuchadnezzar statue, it will give you good favor, right? So, you know, we have to understand that. And it's very important because, again, it will give you tough skin to know how to operate within these demographics. You won't feel like you're being left out. You won't feel like you're missing out. You won't feel like you're a dummy. You know, maybe you'll be questioning yourself the more you let people, you know, get in your ear, all right? Telling you ain't getting no education. You could be doing this with your life. You could be getting a trade, you know. Yet you out here messing around with these Negroes. You got a wife and a kid at home, and you out here running the streets every Saturday yelling at people. They can make it sound like you bugging, okay? But you gotta have a tough skin, understanding. You gotta have faith, okay? It says, and when in Sirach it says, when the ungodly curses Satan, he curses his own soul, which is very good precept to read, because, you know, these people will project the energy onto you. Like you're hurting yourself. You're destroying. They're hurting themselves. Okay, they're destroying themselves. They're denying their life. They're idiots. Okay, because when they're ungodly, these people are trying to live in this world. Okay, so when they say you're missing out, they're missing out. They're missing out on salvation. They're missing out on a tree of life. They're missing out on peace, of being the first fruits to inherit that. All right. Jeremiah 2:33 says, "Why trimmest thou ways to seek love? Thy way to seek love. Therefore hast thou taught the wicked ones thy ways." You know, and the reason why I got this out, because if you don't have tough skin, then you'll start to adhere or to suppress beliefs, lifestyles. That's why when you're amongst the indiscreet, you're supposed to observe the time. All right? Ain't nothing good about being around a nigga unless you're trying to get him to come into the truth. If you ain't beginning to do that, then it's a waste of time ultimately. And you know, you may feel like nothing's happening, but, you know, you can't put moldy fruit around a ripe fruit. Okay? Something is going to happen that's not good, and that mold is going to spread in some type of way. Okay, I don't care how strong-minded you think you are. Being around bullshit will eventually rub off on you, man. You know? So you got to make sure that you're keeping yourself in an atmosphere that keeps you productive. And once you get strong enough, you go and deal with the unproductive in hopes that they will be productive. And then you go back and hang around the productive. All right? It's the what's your girl name? Harriet Tubman concept, I like to call it. You know, you get out, get strong, come back, pick up. Get out, get strong, come back, pick up. You know, same as brothers that are in the fold dealing with other brothers, because sometimes brothers walk paths and pave roads spiritually and through experience, and they could come back and tell the younger brothers, hey, I wouldn't do that. Hey, you do it like this, you know, things like that. But that's neither here nor there. It's just something important I think needs to be spoken on as well. But I'll close it out with John 15:18. It says, if the world hate you, ye know that it hated me first, me before it. It's like, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you. So this is not an emotional thing. This is not a thing about being accepted. You just do the work. And if the world hates you for it, then so be it, man. All right, we're not here to be liked. This is not, you know, like, share, comment, and subscribe. It is what the fuck it is, man. We're going to teach how we teach. Nothing with an intent of being mean or pushing away. We're trying to graft in. So we try to season our words with salt. We try to talk in a certain way, but we'll never mix this gospel. We'll never say you can call on his name Christ. We're never going to say you come under the general. We're never going to say things that's contrary to prophecy. Okay? That's contrary to leading and piping and harping to people to prophecy, no matter how ugly it gets. Okay? Yeah, there's Edomites. Yeah, there's Edomites that can't make it. All Edomites won't make it. Yeah, the heathen are going to get it back under our foot. Okay? Yeah, the world's going to be ruled by one power, one religion, for lack of better words. Okay? By Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua. Every woman's going to have her head covered. Yeah. A man's going to have multiple wives. Yeah, in the kingdom. Okay? A lot of y'all are afraid to tell a woman that because y'all afraid that she ain't going to want to be with your congregation because women don't agree with it. You know? Or you don't want to tell your Edomite buddy like, bro, I'm sorry, but you can't make it at all. You better pray you're an Israelite. You know? A lot of people can't. They're not willing to be hated, to be loved by Yahweh Shai. Okay? Hate the evil and love the good. All right? So, yeah, I just wanted to put that out, man. With that being said, give all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Recha HaKodash. Double honor to our apostles who are elders who rule well. Blessings and salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth. Sincerity. Shalom.